So I don't know if you can hear in the background, the beeping is the propane gas alarm on my camper, on the truck camper. Apparently, bug bombs use propane as propellant. I can't go out there and disconnect the battery because that'll make a spark and quite probably make a little boom. So I don't think it's too loud. I think you're mainly going to hear my voice, so we'll just ignore it, and maybe I can filter it out in software. So as you can see, I have all the strips finished. I need to pull these out and sand it next. I did happen to find the perfect tool to pull these out. These are what's used for building fences, for pulling fence staples and stuff. You clamp this on the wire right here and pull it out. The staple legs go in there. It actually works very good for these guys. Got to put a little board underneath it, and it pulls it right out. Very perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the rest of these out, and I'm going to push the little staple out and throw them away. Of course, it's going to keep the rope for future boat projects. Anyway. This is protection for Kong. Normally dust doesn't bother him. It's got little wipers on the linear bearings. But there's going to be a lot of grit and stuff with this sanding, so I'm going to go ahead and put some plastic over him. Actually, I bought a 100-pack of these, 60 grit. Hopefully not to use 100 of them, but cheaper in the long run to get more. I actually bought extra pads to go on the sanders as well. They're not really that expensive, and I've worn those out before, especially if you push on the edge of the paper, you wear the little hooks and loops off. So here you can see my dust collection system for the sander. I've used a smaller vacuum. I'm going to try this bigger one. I actually got this one. I bought a place. It's a free vacuum. I've had it for like 25 years. Still works just fine. Some people suggest that you should use a plane or a Surform to knock off the high spots on the wood before you sand it. I'm very much a power tool guy. Don't have very good luck with planes. I probably never get them really sharp. So I'm just going to sand the thing. Well, as you can see, I have the first small section done. If nothing else, building a cedar strip canoe teaches patience. It took almost 4 weeks to do the strips, and I did one strip on each side a day. This looks like I can easily do a small section, a couple feet long without any problems every evening, 30-45 minutes. Still, it's going to take at least a couple of weeks to do all the sanding. I really don't like sanding very much, but as a friend pointed out, this particular canoe is nice enough that it needs a really good finish. So I'm going to go ahead and spend the time and the effort to go ahead and make a good finish on this. So this is actually not as bad as I thought it would be. It's not taking as long as putting the strips on. Of course, it probably will end up to be about the same because I have to do the inside, sand the inside as well. And I'm not exactly sure how to do the concave surface in there, but I'll figure it out. But I wanted to show you this. These are the little gaps where the staples weren't pulling it down together. So I'm going to have to fill these with epoxy. I also have some small gaps here. I'll have to fill those, and of course the holes, and a few other minor defects. But somebody once said nothing made out of wood is ever perfect. But I'm actually quite happy with the way it's turning out. It's fairly smooth. It's not that hard to sand. I do about 30 minutes a night. Get some sanding in. So I'll be finished here in another week or so, and I'll post another video of the sanding. After the sanding, I have to do the outer stem, which will go right here. And of course, it's going to have this little short section, this section, and then I have to blend it into the hull. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that, but I will, of course, figure it out. Well, the vacuum actually looks really good too. I wear the dust mask anyway, but the vacuum sucks 95% of the dust away from what I'm working on, so it doesn't get the shop all dusty. So anyway, I'm making some progress. I'm not completely sure whether I'm going to film the other side of the sanding the other side. There's not much point. It's going to be pretty much identical to this. But anyway, I will keep you updated. I'm not sure if I'm going to, after I do the filler, I'm going to have to sand it down again to clean the filler up. I don't think I'm going to go any finer. I'm doing 60 grit now, and I think that will be good as far as for the fiberglass and the epoxy to stick to, and we'll give them a nice solid bite. Yeah, I just noticed a couple spots I have to go over again with the sander, but it's probably after I did run the filler in the grooves. That'll work good. Anyway, just an update. I will work some more on this tomorrow. So it looks like I wore out the pad here. My favorite screwdriver. This is smooth. I went to sand and the pad just flew right off. And that's why I bought spares. These little hooks on here tend to wear out. The noise you hear in the background is one of my robots building circuit boards. His name is Zippy. I'm going to line one of them up first. And the other two, just line the holes up from up here. I almost like to start them all before I tighten them down. You don't get one of them completely tightened down, and the rest of them won't go because something's misaligned. L. Ron Hubbard, Battlefield Earth. I learned that. His only good book. And that's because he didn't write it to make money. There you go. Bob's your uncle. I'm filming Zippy. How's he doing?
It's okay, but I have a problem.
What's that? Almost out?
Actually completely out.
Really? What is it?
Probably it's 1K.
I think I got another roll of those.
Yeah, I think I already told you that, but I didn't.
Yeah, we got a roll.
Alright.
After this board finishes, come get me. I'll show you how to put a new one on. So, I'm done with the sanding. It really wasn't that hard. I did find that going across the grain or across the direction of the strips and working in a figure-8 pattern actually significantly sped up the takeoff of material of the sanding. In addition, putting a new pad on about every foot, every station really helped too, quite a bit. The surface is fairly smooth. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do the water and highlight the grain thing. Probably I may do that later. There are the little gaps I mentioned earlier, and of course where the staples were. I'm going to have to fill those in with epoxy. But I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and do the stems, the outer stems, before I fill that in, because there's going to be a joint, a gap, small gap I guess, around the outer stem, and I'll need to ferrule that together at the same time. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and finish this video. Next episode, next week, I'm going to show doing the stems, epoxy in this, and do the finished sanding. And then the one after that, I'll be glassing. Anyway, till next time.